And let's cut to the chase. So we decided to embark in this journey because we want to, I wanted to be useful, but I also wanted to have a very fair place to raise my children. My children, my first son was born a couple months before that, and my wife got, we got pregnant of my second one that I love. I absolutely adore my children, and I love Brazil as well. However, we both know that it's not the safest place on earth, right? Brazil has its challenges. There are safer places in Brazil, but as a whole, is a country that we struggle to find peace, right? To have a peaceful life, it's not given.
Yeah.
And the world was very different before the pandemic, and we were trying to figure out where we should go. And okay, Europe. Well, Europe was already torn by very tough immigration issues and the whole religious issues of different religions clashing in the governments. And this was pre-Ukraine war and pre many things, but Europe was a big no-no for us. We're like, Europe already had 2 world wars there. It's likely that the third one will be there again, and we don't want anything to do with it. Australia has big spiders. So Australia was never a destination for me. I like.
You came here for the moose and for the bear.
Oh, I don't mind moose. I don't mind bears. I don't mind. The Wolverines. I don't mind. But a gigantic ass spider. For fuck's sake, don't like spiders, man. So no Australia, New Zealand. Too small of a country for have a market. So by the process of elimination, that big red maple leaf start to show up more and more to us. And
you didn't mention the States, the U.S.
Well, that's the thing. I don't have anything against America. I kind of really like...
But nothing in favor either.
I've lived in the United States for a couple months, in different moments of my life. I worked in the United States. But the States, they are, how can I say, it's similar to Brazil in one regard. It's not a place for a slow, peaceful life. It's a place for making money, for entrepreneurship, which I really like.
Yeah.
But my mindset and my wife was, I want a place for our family to thrive. So it was a family-centered idea that involves making money, but involves having a good life, the dolce vita, right?
Yeah.
That concept of having a very good life. And Canada was the top one country in the world for that, because it's both sides of the equation.
And you certainly heard of Vancouver before. Vancouver,
yes,
Calgary, Alberta, and then Ontario. Why did you decide Toronto?
Perfect. So we could go anywhere in Canada. We had no strings attached to any place. However, when we looked at the East Coast, Halifax and the provinces there, we noticed that it was very empty of people, empty of opportunities. It's a great place. It's beautiful. People there are nice.
But it's like a restaurant, isn't it? You see, everything looks good, but there's only 2 people eating inside. At 12, you go, let's go to the other place with a lineup.
Yeah, as Brazilians, we love lineups, right? There's something about you seeing a place that's busy and thriving and listening to people that I want to be there. I don't want to be in that empty place. I don't know, right? So yeah, Vancouver, on the other hand, although it's absolutely gorgeous, and I hope that your listeners from Vancouver don't hold me accountable for saying that. I think it's the most beautiful city in Canada so far that I haven't seen. For by far, Vancouver is amazing. However, it's a city that I associate more to a lifestyle similar to Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. It is
or Floripa.
It's a. I did not find it the right match to the moment in life I am. I'm wearing suspenders. I am a very young man with a very old mentality sometimes. I want to have a peaceful life. I want to buy a house. I want to plant a tree. And I think that Vancouver is a place for a different kind of moment in life. I admire a lot folks like yourself that you have a life here and you're established, and I find this is beautiful. I have friends. I found out after I decided to come to Canada, from 30 people on my high school class, 6 live here in Canada.
Wow.
Yeah, and one of them, I have a very good, close contact, is a good friend of mine, lives here in Vancouver. Gabriel is an amazing guy. The other one, we are not so close, but we had good relationships. James is another colleague of high school. He's the CEO in another company here in Vancouver. So I found out that lots of people of my generation and same cultural background came to Canada, and many are here in Vancouver. But I wanted a place that was strategic, that in a 6-hour car drive, I could be in the center of everything. And in the map, my wife and I took the map and like, where this will be. And we pinpointed a place in Ontario that I could drive 1 hour and a half, be in Toronto, 1 hour and a half, be in Detroit, 2 hours being Niagara. So 40 minutes being in different parks and beaches, and London, Ontario show up as one of the most strategic geolocations in Canada, because you can, in 6 hours, you can go to Chicago, 9 hours driving, or a 45-minute flight, you can be in New York. I love New York. I've been in New York a couple of times. So was more of a mental, strategic decision than a decision by heart.